This segment of Delmarva Life is brought to you by TidalHealth.
Each year, millions of people across the United States are diagnosed with peripheral vascular disease. It's a slow and progressive circulation disorder that causes insufficient blood flow.
Yeah, and left untreated, the loss of blood flow to the lower extremities, like the legs, feet, or toes, can result in the need for amputation of all or part of a limb.
And that is where TidalHealth's Save a Limb program comes in. With us this afternoon to explain more about it is Peter Rosen. He's the Director of Medical Imaging and Cardiology Services with TidalHealth Nanticoke. Thanks for being here today.
It's my pleasure.
Good to have you. So what exactly is the Save a Limb program?
Well, our program is designed to minimize amputations of limbs.
Okay.
And there are patients in the United States that go into the hospital with a wound on their limb, and the first thing that happens is an amputation.
Yeah.
And that happens in 70% of the time.
Ooh.
So without any further testing or treatment, they do an amputation. So our goal is to try and minimize that amputation if possible.
Okay.
Okay, so if you have a wound on your leg and there's impaired blood flow to your leg, we want to try and go in non-invasive, minimally invasively,
right,
and open up an artery, restore flow, like we do for hearts.
Yeah.
Do the same thing in the leg. And instead of having an amputation below the knee, maybe we only have to take a toe or two. So that increases the productivity of a patient's life. It decreases their mortality. There's a 50% increase in mortality over 5 years for patients that have either an above the knee or below the knee amputation.
Wow.
And so if we can minimize those amputations, we can prolong patients' lives.
So this program is extremely important, isn't it?
Very much so. We have seen multiple patients come through us multiple times, and over 10 years, yes, they continue to have the disease progress, but we can minimize their amputations and improve the quality of their life.
So when you say we, I'm going to assume it means you have a team. And what kind of healthcare professionals do you have on your team?
It's a combination. We have our physicians, we have specially trained nurses, and specially trained technologists.
Okay.
This is all done in the cardiac cath lab with the cardiac cath lab team, and they're used to putting wires and stents and catheters into people's hearts, and we just relocate it to the leg.
So how does the team identify patients who are a good fit for the program?
We get a phone call, or the patients are referred to us through their physicians, and there's non-invasive testing that takes place first. We determine where and if there's a blockage, and then we bring them to the cath lab up at Nanticoke, and we do the invasive procedures and do our best to open up that blood flow. And if you can restore the blood flow, we can,
there you go,
save their leg.
That's good stuff. And I'm sure that anybody that realizes that they are in this situation, they have this problem, I'm sure they've got more questions. Is there a way that they can get more answers?
Yes, we have a dedicated phone line, and they can call our phone line, 302-628-6222, and we will have one of our medical professionals answering that call and directing the patient to the appropriate place to go.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's the emergency room, sometimes it's their primary care physician, and sometimes it's to our specialist physician.
An important number to call.
There you go.
To save a limb.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Peter, for coming in this afternoon. Very
Thank you for having me.
important information indeed.